So let's go through how to prepare for motor vehicle expenses. There are 4 different times when motor vehicle expenses can be claimed. The first one is for rentals. The second one is for salaried employees. The third is for self-employed individuals and for corporations. We're going to go through all of those today and explain the requirements for each and what you need to collect and how to prepare. One important note as you're preparing for motor vehicles, please ensure you include all information. As our team grows, there's new individuals that may not know all of the history or background on your current situation with motor vehicles. So it's important to make sure you're filling out the spreadsheet in full and including everything and all the questions that we've asked for. So let's first start with rental properties. You can claim motor vehicle for rental properties. There is a subsequent video that goes into a lot of detail with rental properties with the motor vehicle. I would suggest you refer back to that video in order to get all the details. I will brief it here though. If you do have a rental and you only have one, there's certain requirements in order to claim motor vehicle expenses to that rental property. If you have 2 or more, there's more there's more kilometers that you can claim while you have those 2 or more properties. The next area where you can claim motor vehicle expenses is for salaried employees. So if your employer requires you to be away from the place of business and use your personal vehicle, you can claim the expenses of that motor vehicle. You have to use the detailed approach. I'm going to introduce the different areas and then I will explain what the detailed approach is at the end of the video. The third area is for self-employed people. So you're an individual, you're not incorporated, you drive your vehicle to earn an income. So as long as you're using your vehicle to earn an income, you're self-employed, you can claim motor vehicle expenses. Again, you have to use the detailed method. And lastly, if you have a corporation, but you're using your personal vehicle to drive for that incorporated business, you can also claim motor vehicle expenses. You can use the detailed method or the simplified method if this is the case. I'm not going to get into if the business owns the vehicle because that is more targeted towards corporations. So the detailed method includes the following. We've provided a spreadsheet with all the layout, and you can see on that spreadsheet the major expenses that you can claim on your motor vehicle, such as interest or the lease cost, fuel, maintenance, oil changes, etc. It's all listed out. We've also listed out a monthly ledger. You don't have to use the monthly ledger. We don't require it. It's only if you choose to use the monthly ledger. I do it because I like to see it and it identifies if I've missed something in a certain month. However, we only need the totals. We also do not need all the receipts. So you can withhold and we just need them added up. So the other area that you do need to track for motor vehicle expense is the kilometers and the details of what the kilometers were driven for. So what you want to do January 1st is clock the kilometers on your vehicle. I take a photo of mine so I have proof of when I've actually taken the photo, and then you want to track the kilometers on your vehicle December 31st. Again, I take a photo. So if you don't have a photo yet, please just take one now. It's into end of January, early February, but that's okay. Just make sure you know what your kilometers are at. Oftentimes you have a oil change as well that you can look back and just see where your kilometers are at. But going forward, January 1st, December 31st, and then you're always going to know what your total kilometers are for that vehicle. From there, you have to clock every kilometer you drive for business reasons. You have to state where you're driving from, where you're driving to, what the purpose of the meeting was. If there's a client name, put the client's name down, and then what the total kilometers are. We add up all of the business use kilometers. We look at what the total for the year is personal, and we calculate out what the percentage use of the business is, and that is the percentage of the business expenses that you can claim for motor vehicle expenses. And so realtors don't love this because they're driving all the time, and CRA does review these. They are increasing their review of motor vehicle expenses, And so I highly encourage you to download an app, find a clocking app that tracks the kilometers where you just hit start end and it's all there and you can export it. Those are great features to help you track those individual kilometers that you're driving. If you do have a incorporated business but you're driving your personal vehicle for business, you can also use the simplified method. The simplified method simply means you have to track your kilometers and then we just apply a rate to it. So what you don't have to do with the simplified method is add up all your fuel and all your motor vehicle expenses. As an incorporated individual though, you can choose what method you want to use. And we don't know what's best until both methods are ran, and then you can choose which one is more beneficial for you or just which method might be more simple for you. Most business owners just write down the kilometers and they don't bother with adding up all of the fuel and the expenses. If you have questions on the motor vehicle expenses, how to enter the information to the spreadsheet, please let us know. We highly encourage you to send us this information by the end of February. We will review it at that time, come back to you with questions if we have or missing information. We will get it into your tax return now. And then when all of your final information is uploaded to the portal, which was likely going to be middle of April, we will complete your final tax return in a smooth and efficient way.